We are live. It's the Pearlo Wisdom Show coming to you live again. All right. Well, St. Louis sucks. That I know for sure. I can't. How do you play scared? That's all you got. Don't play scared. Don't play scared. That's all you got to do is not play scared, and you're good. You're good. And what did they do? They played scared. Bennington looked like he was way. Bennington looked like he was like way above everybody else in that game. They obviously took him lightly. I don't know what they were thinking. They're making, when you're playing a team like Arizona, you have a little bit of an ability to be creative in the offensive zone. Arizona is not the team that you have to just get it to the point, put somebody in front of the net and tip it. You can get creative. And St. Louis didn't. They kept it so simple. It was so easy. They took the easiest route on everything. Ryan Pulock out 6 weeks. I know that's this is where it starts going downhill for the Islanders. Well, it already is kind of, but they don't have anybody to replace him. That's the problem. This has been what I've been kind of waiting for the Islanders to start getting injuries. Remember the last time we talked, I said it's amazing they never seem to have injuries. Boom, Ryan Pulock out for 6 weeks. That's a killer. Now we're going to see what kind of team that the Islanders really are. Can they man up like Pittsburgh has shown in the past to do, although they're not doing it so well right now? Can they man up? And my inkling is it's going to be very difficult because their replacement players are not very good. I took the Jets yesterday, the Oilers, man. Their defense is just porous. It's simple as that. They don't play well tired. They've been on the road for a while. Putting Barry and Nurse together, I mean, you might as well just, like, their defense is terrible, Oilers, man. I've been saying it all along. I'm not going to stop saying it. Their defense is terrible. Vancouver, well, I guess. Vancouver Canucks ownership not happy. Yeah, but you keep on not firing Benning. So, how unhappy are you? Benning's been doing a terrible job there. But Oilers, man. Okay, let's look at that roster that they put out last night for the Oilers. Thanks for coming in, Oilers, man, by the way. Thank you very much for joining this fine programming. Like Perlini, Derek Ryan, and Kyle Turris, it's not a line. Cassie, McLeod, and Fogle is average at best. And then you got killer top six. But Nurse and Barry on the same line, neither one of them are great at defense. Barry is a disaster. So why you would put them together, I don't know. But Evan Bouchard's playing lower in the lineup. Why? Evan Bouchard's been great. He's been their best defenseman. So I guess I don't get paid the big bucks. I don't understand it, Oilers, man. But that defense is going to have to be better. They're going to feed on the lower tier teams and struggle with teams that have defense and work hard. That's what's going to happen with the Oilers. Toronto now, on the other hand, played a fantastic game last night. Yeah, Ryan Hartman's playing very well for the Minnesota Wild. Toronto played a fantastic game, and when their top players are playing like that with fire, they're tough to beat, and they outskated Nashville all over the place. I thought Nashville would be in on that game, but no. It's like by AAA league team, they can't win without. with a bad backup. Yeah, and that's what I was going to talk about, Oilers, man, is if you're going to have a defense like that, and I was saying that before the season started, and I can't say that it was available to them, so it's hard to say. You better have one heck of a goaltender. Right now, I would throw everything you got as a goaltender. They could have upped it for Kemper, I think. Up the offer. Just keep on upping the offer until you got him. Because even when Smith is in, he's 40 years old. You could have had Kemper and Smith, and then whatever the defense would they would have bailed him out, probably giving you an extra, maybe even giving you a win last night. I don't know, but against Buffalo for sure, they would have won that game against Buffalo. Yeah, well, no, they're not consistent because you just got to put pressure on them in the offensive zone. As soon as they have pressure in the offensive zone and guys are beating the Oilers to the puck, they got nothing. They can't do anything. They just sort of stand there and go, oh, we're screwed. Hey, Hockey News Reports is in the house. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Leafs made a trade. Clifford, yeah. Wasn't much. Depleted, yeah. I didn't even hardly watch that game. At least Crosby's back. Joey the man. Is Joey Serrano back? Whoa, I didn't even see. Joey Serrano 2 days in a row. Awesome, man. Danny Barlow in the house. Danny Barlow, everybody. Danny Barlow's in the house. Killer. This is going to be an amazing stream. It's going to be an amazing stream. So let's go. We'll go over the games last night. They suck without you. You got to have a good goaltender for sure, especially if you got a bad defense. And the Oilers have a bad defense. They can't, you got to hope that those Samorukov or whatever his name is, and, what's the other guy? Oh, look, I got Edmonton right up here. Philip Broberg. How's Philip Broberg doing? I'm afraid to look because I know he's not the most offensive. Oh, he's got 9 assists in 12 games in the AHL. That's good. Whew. So you got to hope that those guys pan out soon. They need help right away. Samorukov, didn't he get injured? No, he's playing in Bakersfield. He just has 1 goal, but he's a defensive defenseman that apparently they like a lot. But those are really the 2 guys that are on the and then we got Ilya Konovalov in goal coming eventually. He's 23. I think that's kind of what they're waiting for. But he's not putting great numbers in the AHL. 2.89 and 0.876. So hey, Lauren is in the house. Woo! Arizona. Oh, yeah, we've got to talk. I was talking about that right in the open. The St. Louis Blues played scared that whole game. You can be creative with Arizona. You don't have to just take the shot from anywhere. Let Westwood become comfortable and feel the puck, and then feel confident. They had to pass the puck around, but they were playing scared. I think they were, didn't they lose the last couple games? I think they lost the last couple of games, and they were just playing totally scared last night. It just ruined me for last night. I couldn't bail myself out last night. Oh, he'll play. Oh, he's only going to play 9 games. Well, Arizona needs a new starter. I got West. I don't think they really are going to worry too much about that because they're looking just to tank anyways. So they bring Westbrook in, and it's a great spot for him there because he has no pressure on him. Westbrook isn't a bad goaltender when there's no pressure, but when there's pressure, he's not. He's not the greatest. Greg Sherman was a bad GM. Okay, yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that was he. He put together that worst team in the Colorado's league history. So I guess you could say that. Hutton out for Arizona. Yeah, thank God for that. It was like the best thing that could happen to him. Yeah, Hutton was horrible. I don't know what they were thinking there. They thought that they could recreate him and bring him back to like just decent. They didn't need a great goaltender, but you need someone that can stop some pucks. And Hutton can't stop pucks. I think Westbrook is a perfect guy for them. Yeah, they put up a good fight, but Carolina, like we said, was going to pick them apart last night. They did come back from 2 goals, though. Well, you know what, Doug? That we're all over the place here, but Wedgwood. I said Westbrook, didn't I? Wedgwood, not Westbrook. Wedgwood. Yeah, Wedgwood is who I was talking about. Yeah, they gave it to them though. Early on, they were just shooting right at him, and he started building confidence. And all they had to do, St. Louis had to do, like I said before, was be creative in the offensive zone. You can do that against Arizona, but they played scared. They played scared to lose that game. It was like they had it in the back of their mind: if they lose this game, they suck. They just they instead of saying we're awesome and we can beat these guys and we can play our game, play creative in the offensive zone, they said, oh no, God, if we lose this game, we're gonna be so bad because we're on a losing record, and they put too much pressure on themselves last night to win that game. That's what it looked like to me. And then Binnington looked like he could stop when before the game started. He had that arrogant swagger going, like, "Oh, I got this," and well, you didn't get that, did you? Anaheim 8-2 in the last 10. Yeah, and that is all about. I think it's all about, like I was saying yesterday, Trevor Zegras. Trevor Zegras brings in an energy to that team that is absolutely fantastic. He did it in World Juniors, and he has everybody. He believes in himself so much it goes off. It feeds everybody feeds off of it, and not only that, Dallas Eakins is. I said he's a good coach. Thoughts on Dion Phaneuf finally retiring? I felt so sorry for Dion Phaneuf. Everywhere he went, he was the bad guy. He got drafted high. He was a really good defenseman, but he wasn't like a superstar. In Calgary, they were ticked at him because he wasn't a superstar. Well, he was never supposed to be a superstar, but he was a darn good defenseman. Big, solid. And then he goes to Toronto and he was a scapegoat there. I felt sorry for him. But he had a good career, and it's you know what, he took it well though. That's the big thing about Dion Phaneuf. He took it really well. He never complained. He went out every game, played hard, physical, brand of hockey. He was really cool to watch, and it's too bad that people didn't appreciate him as for what he was, like Kevin Bieksa or something like that. If he would have been drafted in like the 24th spot in that draft, people would have thought, oh, this is such a great defenseman. But because he was drafted so high, he got pooped on a lot. Yeah, he gave him $7 million. I didn't, I understood. I thought it was high at the time even. And that's the other thing. He had that big contract too. And when a player gets a big contract like that, expectations are through the roof, especially in Toronto. Yeah, he was the captain. He was a captain of the team, and if you saw him every day, he was the captain of that team. I thought it was kudos to Kessel. Hey, Devondra, thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for coming in. We're going to have to talk about Washington. We'll go over all the games in a bit, and then we'll talk about, it's only 3 games tonight. Yeah, $7 million. That was the other thing. He got a big contract, and that put more expectation, and it's in Toronto, where they're not kind. They're not kind. But I find the odd thing about Toronto is they have no problem slagging the players, but you don't hear anywhere near enough slag about the management that was there at the time. It was absolutely brutal. They made a pretty good trade to get Phaneuf, though. All in, baby. Yeah. Well, Anaheim had their, well, it was a good game. Last night was a good game. Let's look at the games from last night. And I'll get you up on your on here so I can see ya. Remember to hit that like button while you're in here, guys. Oh, everybody did. Look at you. Nice. Remember to hit that like button Yeah, well, I think one of the worst signings he made was Clarkson, wasn't it? Wasn't Dave Notice the one that signed Clarkson? Oh, no. Finger that was absolutely awful. Finger was talk about a guy who wins the lottery. AHL guy, has one decent year in Colorado, and they gave him, I can't remember what it was, $3.5 million a year for 4 or 5 years or something like that, and he played it out in the AHL where he belonged. World Series down to 3. What do you mean? Down to 3 games? I know very little about baseball, so. Oh, poker. Okay, don't tell me, because I'm going to watch the whole thing. Don't tell me who's in there, because I'm going to watch the whole thing when they do the replay of it. I haven't been watching it. I don't know who's in there. I don't know what it is, so don't tell me anything about it. Okay, I'm going to watch that for sure. David Mack, $7 million for David Clarkson. That was brutal. A lot of players made some money from David Clarkson, that's for sure. So last night we had, let's start off with the Maple Leafs and the Predators. Okay, the Leafs played the speed game that they have to play to win games, and I thought it was a very impressive win against a hard-working Predators team, but they couldn't keep up with their skating. And they played with passion. They played, Matthews looked like he was possessed last night, something we haven't seen all year. Didn't look frustrated, didn't get down on himself, and kept on pushing through. And that's really what this team, I think, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're a young team. And we I know I kind of forget that too. They're a young team, and they're learning how not to get down on themselves and just keep on pushing through. Nylander had a fantastic game. Marner had a fantastic game, and Nashville just didn't have an answer for them in the offensive zone at all. They couldn't keep up with them. When they're playing with that kind of speed, they're hard to beat. Thoughts on Kevin Hayes getting his first goal this season? Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what? I honestly didn't even know that, Oilers, man. That is pretty cool. Good for him. I know they're going to be a much better team with Kevin Hayes in it for sure. Kevin Hayes is a great two-way center, and Jimmy had a tough go. Had some mental issues, and in the end he succumbed to it. But um, that's a good story. That's pretty cool. They were playing for Jimmy Hayes last night. Pulled it out in overtime. We'll talk about that when we get there. Nashville it was the first time this year that they looked overmatched. They looked overmatched last night. All the way through the whole game, they looked like they were suck and win the whole game. They had nothing. There's really not much more to say about that. I even thought Kerfoot played well last night, and you know I'm not a big Kerfoot fan. Kasha is starting to get his wheels going. That's huge for them. Engvall, it's got to go on waivers. They got to find somebody to replace him. He's not very good. But just a good team game. Didn't play Dermott too much, which is great. Sandin probably had the best game he's had all year, from what I saw. And Campbell stopped everything he had to stop. Elliott! Woo! So that's that game. Pretty much that's all there had to say about that game, I think. Is there more you wanted to talk about that game? Green getting fired, I guess, but Benning's got to get fired. And I think you're right. Green will be fired soon. I did not go 8-1 yesterday, Elliot. Good for you. I had a like 7-6 day yesterday, and St. Louis really pooped me. Had 20 pearls. I sound low? Oh, here. Maybe that's how. Tell me, does that sound better? Maybe I have my mic a little too far away. So, Islanders in Florida. Do I think Nick Ritchie even looked good last night? Like, everybody looked good last night. That was the best Toronto game I've seen them play. Besides the one, I think, where they played Philly. And I thought they were turning things around a bit. That was probably their best game. Busy New York City, okay. But the Islanders game, oh man. I like, okay, they've been on the road for a long time, and I'm sure that's in their head, but they were pretty much home here. They are totally disheveled on the island. I don't know what the answer is. I know I don't, putting Parise on the top line is not something that I would think to do. They seem very frustrated. Noah Dobson did play last night, and then they're a different team. What's his name? Without Pulak in, they're a different team. Totally different team. I wish I would have known that. I would have been. Oh, I did take Florida yesterday. I got Florida. Yeah. That would be sarcasm. Edmonton pickups in the offseason have worked out well for them. I'm thinking that's. Yeah, it's a tough card. Colorado, LA. I think the LA Kings might be able to do it with Washington on a back-to-back. Bobrovsky played well. I don't know what to say about this game. It was the big story was Pulak is out, and Florida absolutely crushed them all over the ice. Verhaeghe keeps on going. Bennett was back, and that was huge for them. They got scoring from everybody. Goaltending was good. Defense played well. The Islanders look like they just don't have it. You're watching it going, who is this? Who took like it's like a different team wearing a different jersey. They don't look right at all. 6-1 they lose. Yeah, and well, they're putting him on the top line, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. He doesn't have any legs left. And Chara's old, and they're on the road for a long time. And I get it, but I don't see. Like I said, they have this stretch here where they played New Jersey last week, and they were off the rest of the time. They're pretty much at home, and I think maybe that was a problem. I think it would have been better for them just to stay on the road. Maybe they got home and their mind's not on hockey as much, and I don't know. But it was somebody came in here and said they were taking Florida -1.5. So I hope they come back because that's a big kudos to you, my friend. Yeah, I think they'll turn it around close better enough that they don't get the first overall, but that would be something, right? They go now. They don't even mean to rebuild, and they get Shane Wright. Yes, Danny, I agree with you. Dallas and Dallas played well against Detroit last night, though. Robertson changes that team a lot, and they put Ottinger in net finally. Thank God for that. I don't know. I understand with the Holtby and all that kind of crap that they were doing there. I didn't get it. I don't think he's going to refuse to sign with the Penguins. Elliott bows to Lauren on one knee. Okay, so New York Rangers, Montreal. Montreal put up a pretty good fight last night. Capo Caco got his second goal in 2 games from Panarin and Strome. Christian Dvorak finally potted another one. Gallagher was all over the ice. He played extremely well. But as a whole, they just don't have the pieces to keep up with teams. It's a falling apart team. They have guys that can only play one way, like Anderson. And was Hoffman even in last night? Oh, Hoffman's not playing right now. Did Hoffman play last night? I don't remember hearing his name one time last night. Dvorak, no, he's not. Where is Hoffman? He must be on injured reserve. I didn't even know that. So, not a great two-way player, but it makes sense. They got guys like Belzile, and Evans is just not I don't know. I've never been an Evans guy. Drouin was back last night. Pizzetta, like it's just a very nondescript lineup. Romanov isn't turning out the way they thought, although he had 6 shots last night. And the Rangers just eventually wore them down. Lafreniere, although he didn't have any points last night, had one of the better games I've seen him play this year. Montreal is lost with no direction. Yeah, I agree. They went for it last year, and now they don't know what to do. They're going to try to grab a highest draft pick they can. And they did have, like I said before, last year, Bergevin grabbed a whole bunch of draft picks for them in the second round. And it looked, he set them up that they got a whole bunch of young guys, and they're pretty much on a rebuild, I think. Wonder what's Caulfield doing in the NHL and the AHL. He should have played a couple of games now. Montreal. Oh, yeah. And not only that, they're capped out, too, on top of all of it. They have no cap space. Oh, yeah. Wasn't it Wayne Primo last night? That's right. Wayne Primo had a decent game last night. Young kid coming in, playing one, giving her a shot. Yeah, Hoffman is on injured reserve. Undisclosed. Don't tell you how long he's out. Caulfield in the minors. Let's see what he's got. He's got 4 points in 5 games, and he's a -5. Ouch. Yeah, okay. Habs should be a seller team, but who are they going to sell? They're going to sell Dvorak, who they just got. Drouin, maybe. It may be time to let him have a new home. Josh Anderson, nobody's touching that contract. I don't think. Tyler Toffoli, they just signed. Like, who do they? It looks really bad what they might have to do. They might have to trade a whole bunch of players they grabbed for one season. And maybe that was a plan. Maybe that was a plan. But when you got Shea Weber from last year gone, Edmondson's been hurt. Now Hoffman's out. You put Caulfield down. No Price. I mean, Petrie would grab a lot. What's he got? $6 million till 2025. Yeah, I think you could get a pretty good package for Petrie. Absolutely. There'd be teams lining up for him. Seattle's in the house. Woo! Trade David Savard. Yeah, like pretty much everybody. Just trade them all away. I have a feeling they're not going to, though. Toffoli, yeah. I have a feeling they're not going to. I could be wrong, but maybe they will. But it would be, I think at this point, it's probably the best thing to do. And then you could get a crap load of draft picks for that. And then just load up on free agents again and give her another go. Armia, Evans, yeah, all of them. Gone, gone, gone. Bye, bye, bye. As far as the Rangers are concerned, they just look like they're on the edge. They're right on the edge of being a good team. It's still a lot of young players learning what it means. Oh, by the way, Blais had a horrible injury. He's out for the season. They were playing for Blais last night too. Tough loss. They're just on the edge though. If Kako can keep on going now, and Philip Heidel, where is Philip Heidel? I really thought this guy was going to be a better player than he is already by now. They got some guys that are underachieving here, and Granato is, he's not on the hot seat, but he's probably pulling his hair out right now because he sees the skill and ability, but they keep on making mistakes. They're not showing up every night. This is a team that's learning how to be a championship team, and they got a lot of guys coming up to fill the roster here pretty soon, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do for the rest of the way. Because right now it seems like they're probably a bubble team when it's all said and done. Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo Sabres are selling. Maybe a little bit, but they're playing with a lot of hots there in Buffalo. That guy has, Granato has them believing in themselves 100%. Tage Thompson and Skinner and like Hag is playing the best hockey I've seen him play of his career. No one's taking Skinner still. No. Still not yet. No. He'd have to put it right out of the park pretty hard to get somebody to take that contract still. But it's good to see he's actually playing with some determination now. Yeah, just trade. I think trade some guys. I don't know which ones to trade. I don't know if you trade them all, but trade some guys, get some picks, sign some free agents, go. Hopefully, Price is back next year and give her another go. I think that's likely what they'll do. I don't think they're going to burn it all down, but I do think they're going to do a retool, as they like to say. Jeff Skinner to the Arizona Coyotes. They already got Clayton Keller and Jeff Skinner. That'd be interesting. Well, since CL is here, let's talk about the Flyers game last night. And I was so much watching the St. Louis game because I had, I had big on St. Louis, and I was like grinding my teeth, going, "You got to be kidding me here!" That I honestly didn't watch a lot of the games. That was my main game I watched. Uh, that's because of Granado. Yeah, I didn't have him last. Uh, and that was the main reason, was what the reason you just mentioned, is because of Granado. I thought they would be better than people think. I didn't have them in the playoffs or anything, but I'm very happy for the Sabres fans too, Lauren. They deserve it. Those guys are freaking amazing fans. I'm loving Hart, man. Hart, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. This is the Hart I was right from the time he got drafted. I'm like, this guy's going to win Vezinas. He's going to be amazing, all that stuff. He just had one little bump in the road. Now he's just crushing it. Johnny Gaudreau, by the way, I'll go into Calgary a little bit first. Johnny Gaudreau had a fantastic game last night. He couldn't pot one, but he had 10 shots on goal last night, and he was all over the place. And you guys were talking about it yesterday, how Johnny Gaudreau plays so well when he's against Philadelphia, because he's at home and all that stuff like that. And boom, what happened? He played fantastic. He had an awesome game last night. Hart is doing amazing for Philly. Last night, what I did watch of it, I think was the best game that I've seen Ristolainen play. He had 9 hits last night. That was the best game I've seen him play, possibly in his career. So, like, a whole bunch of great things to say about the Flyers and how they played. Players that they brought in are starting to come together here now. It's looking very optimistic for that team. The one guy that I didn't notice all that much last night was Farabee. I don't know what's going on there, but besides that, I thought it was a great team game. And then you brought up Hayes Potts won last night, and points up to this guy for his brother, which is, pretty cool. That was a great story. You kind of figure they had to win after that. And then Cam Atkinson in overtime. Give that guy some room with his shot. He's going to pot him all day. He's getting older. How many minutes are they playing Addy? Oh, he played 18 minutes last night. Wow, because there's been a couple games there where he's only getting 12, somewhere around there. So they must have really, AB must have really liked his flow last night. Atkinson, yeah, he's got to just shoot. That's what they brought him in for, and that's what he's really got to do. But on the same note, Calgary did play well as well. Nikita Zadorov played one of the best games I've seen him play this year. Gudbranson keeps on playing well. That's incredible. That should put Sutter in the running for the Adams on that alone. He's playing 21 minutes a night. You know, this is a guy, he was drafted high by Florida. I think it was third overall. And, you know, he's bounced around the league. He looked like he was tentative almost his whole career. He was, if he got a hold of you, he would hurt you, but he was out of position a lot. Now he comes into Calgary, and all of a sudden, man, the guy's skating. He's like really, really good all of a sudden. I never saw that coming at all. Yeah, Calgary played a really good game. If Calgary plays like that every night, they're going to win far more games than they lose. But I think Jimmy Hayes' spirit was in the place last night. It just seemed like Philly was not going to lose that game no matter what. They had that. It felt like it the whole game. It felt like it the whole game that Philly was going to win that game. Yeah, they won big time last night too against the Islanders, and we'll get to that game as. Oh, we already got to that game. We talked about that game. Lucic only played 8 minutes last night, by the way. That's low. He's been giving him more ice time than that. And also Oliver Shylington again comes in, couldn't find a spot. All of a sudden Sutter comes in and he's playing lights out hockey. Really, really good. I always love that guy. Like you watch him skate and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy's going to be an incredible defenseman. But I don't know if it's just not getting the chance, confidence, or whatever. But Sutter's given him an opportunity, and it looks like he's helped him build confidence, and he's playing with. I think he's like close to their best defenseman right now. Oh yeah. You think Chicago should send down Brennan? Yeah, I think Smith is not an NHL defenseman anymore. Yeah, yeah, we kind of did, didn't we? It was sort of the same as when we talked out the Winnipeg game. And once I talked it out with you guys, Wayne Norton in the house. Boom. Wayne Norton, thanks for coming in, my friend. Awesome. You had, was it you? Wayne Norton was the dude. It was you. We were just talking about you, Wayne. Pearls, 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 pearls for Wayne Norton. He freaking nailed it yesterday. Panthers -1.5. Boom. That was bold, and he freaking nailed it. I'm going to give you a ring, a pearl. Oh wait, let me. You know what? There. How about some light on the situation here? Pearlo wisdom ring coming to you. The ring o' Pearlo. Helen, yeah, can you shine up a ring of Pearlo for me, please? We got to toss one out here to Wayne Norton. Get Hernandez and Melissa on that in the Perlocopter. Off to the Perlocopter. Wayne Newton is a legend. Yes, absolutely. For that pick, too. So, what do you got today? What bless us with your pearls, Wayne, today. What do you got today? What's the big play today? Because that was on the freaking money, dude. That was killer. That was a killer pick. We were just talking about the Flyers game right now. I had that under. I did get that one last night. Under. And what do we got next? Oh, yeah. While you're doing that, while you're conjuring up your, while you're still searching, you're conjuring up your powers. We're gonna go to Pittsburgh Buffalo, and the Penguins outshot the Sabres 46-19 with Tokarski in net. Tokarski. That's not supposed to happen. The good news on that for Pittsburgh, anyways, is that they did completely outplay because they have been playing poorly as of late. Like I don't know. I lose if I lose that game. If I lose that game, I'm kind of like, well, whatever. We got a hot goaltender, and there's not much you can do. Tokarski was standing on his head. They totally outplayed Buffalo, and they deserved to win it, but it didn't work for them. What I did watch of that game, Rodriguez, how many minutes did he get last night? Because he's been crushing it this year. They did give him 15 last night. Because they had him on the fourth line, I noticed yesterday on Cap Friendly. But he's been playing so well, I think he just deserves to get minutes. And overall, Pittsburgh just outplayed the crap out of them and ran into a hot goaltender. That's all you can say about that. Demelin was back in last night. It's a good thing I didn't know that. I might have been heavy. I actually faded that game. I kind of get the feeling it's going to run out for Buffalo, but they keep on finding a way. They keep on finding a way to stay in games. Either they got really hot goaltending, they outwork the other team to a certain extent, and then a guy like Dylan Cousins uses his speed and gets a breakaway. They keep on finding a way. That's what you got to do when you got a team like this. Skinner didn't really. Oh yeah, what did Skinner do last night? The Skinner watch. This. I'm always on the Skinner watch here. Hayden Cousins. Skinner got 18 minutes and 3 shots. Tage Thompson had 18 minutes. Dylan Cousins had 12. I don't know. I think isn't it time they start playing Cousins more? Every time he's on the ice, it looks fantastic to me. But just plain and simple, they got lucky. Buffalo got lucky last night. And I think Pittsburgh will carry that on to their next game. And actually will still get confidence from this game, knowing Tokarski's got a 2.71 and a .920 in 8 games. And this is a guy he played in the ECHL, he played in Europe. But as we were talking about, was it yesterday or the day before, the guy is one of the hardest working people you're ever going to meet. Like, he's always working on his game. And it's awesome to see a guy get rewarded for that. I'd say it's such a good feel-good story for Tokarski there. Who does Pittsburgh play against? Because I have a feeling that Pittsburgh's going to take a lot from that game. I don't think they're going to get too down about the fact that it didn't go in for them last night. Where is it? I have it here somewhere. Oh, here we are. Pittsburgh plays. My computer is so slow when I got the OBS on. Okay, Pittsburgh plays in Montreal. I think Pittsburgh's going to get that one. And then the game after that is going to be Toronto. Never putting on Pittsburgh again? Yeah, that's right. You had Pittsburgh. I was leaning Pittsburgh too last night. But you know what? I don't mind those ones where the team outplays the other team. At least you can only pick the team that's going to outplay the other one. It's really difficult to predict. but who would have thought Tokarski's going to stop 45 shots or whatever he did last night? I never would have guessed that. I can tell you that right now. You like seeing them get smacked by Buffalo. Yeah, Crosby's getting his mojo going. I think Pittsburgh's going to turn it around here. GMs only get 4 years. Well, it depends. Like Poyle seems to live on forever. There are some GMs that never get fired, but you're right. Yeah, usually a 4 to 5 year window and then move on to another one. And it's weird that way. All right, let's get to the next game. Oh no. Next. Oh, I don't even want to talk about this game. The Coyotes get their second win in regulation over the Blues. And the Blues played so scared. It was insane. I'll say this. Kyle Kobienko, a guy that's been working his way up he looked absolutely amazing last night. Turney has obviously told him to run with the puck, just skate with the puck, because that's his skill. That's his best skill, and he's doing it. And he looked incredible last night. Barrett Hayton got one. Man, they gotta hope he can turn it around and become a player. They gave up a high draft pick on that. Yeah, they gave up a high draft pick on him, but yeah, I mean the Coyotes worked hard, but did 36 shots. The Blues did shoot them 36 to 23, but they were so simple. Westwood, am I getting his name right? Wedgwood. Why do I want to call him West? Wedgwood. There, that should do it. Wedgwood, he stopped the pucks he had to, and he had some pretty nice saves last night, a couple of them, but not enough. Like with a guy like Wedgwood, you just got to move him around a bit. They were just taking the shot from everywhere. I don't understand why you would do that with the Coyotes. They don't have a defense. They have a defense that you can run around a bit with and move them around, skate in the zone, stuff like that. They were playing like they were playing Colorado Avalanche or something like that, where it's difficult to find room in the offensive zone, but it's not against the Coyotes. And I give it to the Coyotes. They worked hard. Like that's their MO. If you come in there lazy, they can damage you. And I don't think St. Louis really came in lazy, honestly. I think they came in scared. There's no reason why they lose that game. Like, look at Arizona's roster that they put out last night. My gosh. Like, you got Lawson Krause, who was skating well last night. He's a great skater for his size, 6'4", 220. Travis Boyd and Clayton Keller. Travis Boyd, their number one center. Galchenyuk, who we all know about Galchenyuk. Barrett Hayton, who has never been able to find his way in the NHL. And Phil Kessel. And then Roussel, Beagle, and Louis Eriksson. You're losing to a team, and the reason why you lost was because you weren't able to outskill Roussel, Beagle, and Louis Eriksson. And then O'Brien, Jan Janik, and Hudson Fashion, who's never been able to find his way in the NHL. Their defense looked pretty good last night. Shane Gostisbehere had a boomer from the point last night. Absolute boomer. Kind of reminded you of his good old days. But he's got 13 points in 16 games this year. But really, there's no excuse for that loss. None at all. When you compare rosters, like, that's a horrible loss. Galchenyuk, maybe if he can stay healthy enough and put up some points and show that he can play, might get traded at the deadline. That's the thing. They're kind of running out of guys to trade. I don't know if they're going to trade too many guys because they're kind of running out of guys to trade. Ladd was even out last night on COVID. There was no, there's no excuse. You can't lose that game. Sorry, I just got an emergency alert from Alberta, emergency test. So I don't know. I had Arizona team total under because they never score more than 2 goals. Don't get that. And I had St. Louis in reg. Wasn't even close. Brutal. I don't know. Anybody take Arizona yesterday? Like, anybody? There were some issues, like I think it was their first game from a long road trip and stuff like that, but there's just no excuse. You can't lose to that lineup. Not that team. I'm going to be watching the character of this team going through because that's just a poor character loss. Fashing, yeah, maybe. Next game. Yeah, we'll get to the Ducks game. That was pretty cool. I did have the Ducks. Sharks versus Wild, and Talbot was terrible last night. Talbot's going back to the Talbot of old now. He's going back to the Talbot we always remembered Talbot to be. And the Wild, we're not playing the Wild's game last night. It was what the main thing I was concerned about was if San Jose can use Erik Karlsson, who got a goal last night, and Burns a lot and get the puck out of the zone fast, Minnesota doesn't get a chance to set up that wonderful offensive pressure creative game that they have. And that's what happened. They did that. Minnesota looked stunned. They looked stunned. I don't think Minnesota expected San Jose to play as confident with the puck as they did last night. And they got back on their heels and there was no coming back. Not a horrible loss, but I didn't see it coming. Thomas Hertl potted one. That team's playing with a really good energy. Got to be on San Jose more going forward, I think. That was a big win for them. What did that move them to? That moved them to 8-6-1. So they're just over 500. And didn't even talk about Reimer. Reimer's playing the best hockey of his career right now in San Jose, for sure. And Talbot is playing not his worst hockey of his career, about average, which doesn't bode well for Minnesota moving forward. That's for sure. Now we go to the Edmonton game, and I've been saying it all along. Edmonton's defense is terrible. And I had an aha moment on this one while I was talking to you guys, and I went with Winnipeg. And Winnipeg won handily. They need a better goaltender. Draisaitl just seems to be doing it all by himself right now. He got 2 more goals last night. that line, Draisaitl, McDavid, Hopkins, all doing well, but they're so thin. They're so thin down the lineup. Who were they playing lots last night? Perlini got 5 minutes. There you go. Perlini does this every year. He has no stamina whatsoever. Probably will end up being down in the minors by halfway through the season. He looks good in preseason. And then just slowly gets worse and worse and worse. He has no stamina. Yeah, why not? That would be devastating for the Vancouver Canucks if they hired Peter Chiarelli. I said when no takes. Sorry, Devondre, I didn't get that. Did you nail that, Devondre? I'm sorry. You took San Jose yesterday? By the way, if you nailed something, tell me in the chat. I do remember that, actually, Devondre. Devondre did pick that. You should get some big pearls for you, buddy. That's right. Devondre picked San Jose yesterday. Boom. Hit it. You had the Sharks too? Wow, look at that. Look at the big brain on you two. Nice pick. Nice pick. Tyson Barrie. Get this. Get this, boys and girls. Tyson Barrie played 22 minutes last night. 22 minutes. He played more minutes than Evan Bouchard. I don't get it. I don't get it. Skinner came in and stopped 6-6. Koskinen didn't look good. And Winnipeg was just all over them. Just pressuring them all over the place. Doing what you got to do against Edmonton. If you just anticipate anticipate well in the defensive and neutral zone with Edmonton, they're gonna clobber. You're gonna clobber them. And Kyle Connor got his 12th goal last night. 12 goals. Beast. Next, what do we got? Next game, Stars and Red Wings, and the Red Wings were just tired. Red Wings are another, like the Oilers in a lot of ways. If they got tired legs, they're not going to win too many games. I had Dallas last night. I think everybody had Dallas. Did somebody take? Oh, I think Lauren took Detroit last night because he really loves Detroit. But Ryan Suter got his second for the Dallas Stars. Robertson got another assist. Ropo Hintz is on a roll now. Lauren, yeah, you took the Wings, yeah. And Jamie Benn potted one. Then Detroit made a little comeback with Zadina and Dylan Larkin. Larkin, I just saw this on the wire. Larkin is in COVID protocol now. So, not looking good. Oh, Michael Amadio added to the COVID protocol. That's not too killer. That's not a killer thing. Chicago Blackhawks hire Mark Cookson, promoting Mark Crawford to associate coach. Huh, okay. And I don't know if you know, Vegas Golden Knights claimed Adam Brooks. Yeah, Adam Brooks. Not a big Brooks guy. Brooks and Evans, to me, are about the same. But without Larkin, Detroit's in trouble. Dallas was all over them last night, to tell you the honest truth. The shots don't really show how well Dallas played against Detroit. Did they play really well? I don't know. It's hard to say. Detroit just didn't play well. Well, it doesn't say that it doesn't say that they got the virus. I mean, it says that they're in protocol. It seems like a really good way to circumvent the cap to me. Ottinger stopped 28-30. Woo! Love me some Otti. I love Ottinger. Suter, actually, finally, Suter had only 21 minutes last night. That's the way it's got to be. You got to be playing Klingberg, Heiskanen, Lindell. Suter, it's time for you to step down, my friend. And he stepped down last night, or at least they stepped him down anyways. But good outing for Dallas. I figured they would. I'm not really going to put too much stock into it, though, because Detroit did look really tired last night. Nicholas Aube-Kubel. Yes, and he's going to be in the lineup tonight. Nicholas Aube-Kubel. All right, now we got the big Hurricanes and Red Wings game. And honestly, I think the Hurricanes deserve to have, this should have been a bigger score. The Hurricanes just picked them apart like crazy. Let them, Anderson kind of flubbed one. You know, Vegas came back a little bit, but through the whole game, it was a technical masterpiece. And Seth Jarvis pot a second on a nice one last night. Bear was awesome last night. Bear played fantastic last night. And my gosh, we got Fogle. The Oilers got Fogle for Bear. Fogle. How many minutes is he's getting 20 minutes a night. He's playing third in the 3-4 spot. Now that's with Pesce out, but everybody stepped up last night with Pesce being out. Talk about a step-up team. Now, Smith, we know that he shouldn't be in there, but the rest of the lineup picked it up and shut him down, man. Carolina just shut him down. Every once in a while, Vegas got some speed stuff going, but for the most part, Carolina had an answer for them all night long. That goal by Howden was pretty, though. He has that capability. He just never, you don't see it anywhere near often enough. It's a waste of talent. Howden has all the talent in the world to be a number 2 center at least, but he never is able to. He doesn't seem like he's ever been able. Yeah, he is more of a center, right? He's not a guy, but I like the fact that they played him on the wing at first, just to get him used to watch the centers, watch their style, what they got to do. You don't throw them right in there in a new system at the center spot. I like it. He does look better at center because he's not really a rough and tumble guy, right? Like, he's not a guy that's going to grind it out in the wall. He doesn't have the greatest shot in the world. He's a passer and a two-way guy. And, playing on the wing isn't ideal, but I get it. You play him on the wing so he can watch what the centers that they have are doing until he learns the system. Now they're giving him a shot, and he's looking pretty darn good. For sure. Didn't somebody major go down? Was it Theodore? Somebody went down last night for the Rangers as well. Yeah. Oh, who? Serious on the broadcast last night. The analyst that I was watching said that if you were to redraft the Eichel draft, he would take Aho ahead of Eichel. And I think he might have a good point. I like Eichel a lot, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. We'll see what Eichel looks like after he comes back from his injury. I'm not sure I would go that far, but Aho has made it a lot closer than most people thought, for sure. But he said that he would draft if he were to do it again. Now that was a tough. That was a pretty. Was it Trip Tracy? Might have been. Yeah, yeah, probably was. Yeah, he is a homer color guy, but he said it very vehemently. He would take Aho over Eichel if they were to redraft that again. I don't know if I would go that far, but I mean, I don't think it's that far either. So. You disagree with it? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but I do have to say that it's not as far as you think, as a lot of people would have thought for sure. He's definitely closed the gap pretty hard on Eichel, I would say. He's been great. All right, let's go to our final game, and then we'll talk about the games tonight. 3 games on the card tonight. And it was the Capitals and the Ducks. And honestly, this was a great game. This was a really fun game to watch. Washington was giving it all they had, that's for sure. But this energy, Zegras pots 2-1 in overtime. And the chemistry he's having with Milano right now is special. It is really amazing to watch. And it's nice to see. Milano looks like almost like stone close. I mean, I don't know if he'll, but he has an air of confidence about him that he never had before. Not in the right way. Now, Trevor Zegras, this guy is going to be one of the greatest. Write this down. Mark my words. Write it down somewhere. Trevor Zegras is going to go down as one of the greatest leaders of all time. I believe. In the realm of Taves, but in a different way. In a much more like positive way. Not so serious, but still immense. The guy just doesn't see the negative in anything. He's a pure positivity, believe in himself, and brings that to the team. Like a guy like Milano, who they're playing, they're already putting a guy like Milano on Zegras' line. Now, I love me some. Oh boy, we can't even talk about that. We got to talk about that too first, as well. Getzlaf got his 1,000 point, boys. 1,000 points for Getzlaf in the league. Class act. Stay stuck with this team the whole way. You don't see guys do that much anymore. And he's turning out to an amazing story this year. Ducks are playing absolutely unbelievable. Troy Terry got an assist last night. How many shots did he have on that? Oh, he only had 3. Jeez, it seemed like he might have only had 3 shots, but they were good shots, like high probability chances. Straight. I think that was their 8th win straight. They are not standing down to anybody. Totally believing themselves in every single way. Incredibly fun to watch. If, do yourself a favor and watch the Ducks if you can stay up late enough, or if they happen to be out there when they play Carolina. Don't miss them, man. They are an incredible fun team to watch. And then you got Gibson back there stopping everything. Gibson is going towards the big Vezina. And who would have thought that Dallas Eakins may just get Coach of the Year. Who I wouldn't have thought that. I like Dallas Eakins. A lot of people were throwing, saying he's going to be the first guy fired this year. But really, if Anaheim can keep this up, this guy's got Coach of the Year labeled. Gibson is playing insane. Who else? Drysdale, Lindholm, Manson. Fowler is playing some of the best hockey I've seen him play his whole career. You got like guys having career years all over the place on this Anaheim team. Amazing to watch. Oh yeah, Solomon is their GM. And look at that. Okay. You have a situation that happened with what's their previous GM? Help me out here. It's not coming to my head. Simple name, but he gets let go. He does some, he's going into rehab. Did something brutal when he was drunk or something like that, and he gets let go. And like maybe it's not as big of a thing as like what happened in Chicago, but this team doesn't even skip a beat, man. Just next game, boom. Right back at her again. Right back at her again. And looking like they're doing it without really, how do I explain it? It's not really grinding it out. It's just pure, unadulterated confidence. This team has got confidence coming out of the yin-yang right now. Bob Murray, that's what I was thinking. Well, Solomon, I don't know who he brought in as a GM now. I don't know who they are now. But Solomon is in there now. So we'll see what Solomon does. I'm hearing that Solomon's probably going to stick around here. But Washington played a good game as well. Washington definitely played a good, hard game last night. Again, they're playing with a lot of confidence too. They're getting a lot out of lower lineup guys. Like Garrett Pilon got his first ever NHL goal last night. I hardly ever heard of the guy. He didn't put much in the AHL. But they got guys like Brett Leeson, Alexei Protas, Pilon, Johnson Fialbi. Like these are no names in that roster. And they're giving her. Vanacek played pretty well last night. Not a big Vanacek guy, as you know, but he did play pretty well last night. I was looking forward to that game. That was the game of the night for me. I wanted to see that. Any chance I buy the Penguins? No, we talked about that yesterday. It looks like the Penguins are going to be sold by the same people that own the Boston Red Sox. So I'll put my pearls in there, CL, but I'm not sure they stack up well enough to beat out the Red Sox owners. Might be $1 million or $2 million short, I would say. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, I brought it up yesterday. You might not have been in the chat. Lemieux is selling the team. Yeah. I know. Doesn't that kind of hit you? I don't know. It hit me yesterday. It's like the end. It's almost like the end of an era. I know. I don't know. Like, it's just a sale, but it seems to just take the shine off of everything. If there was a reason to like the Pittsburgh Penguins, it was that. It was Mario Lemieux, the greatest, the owner that saved that, or the player that saved that franchise. That franchise was going down hard. And they tank all the crap to get him. He comes in and lifts the whole franchise up, brings them to incredible levels, and ponies up, somehow makes enough money to go in with another, I can't remember the other guy's name, and buys the team. It's such an amazing story. You never want that to end. You never, I mean, okay, say you don't like the Pittsburgh Penguins, but there's something special about that. And it's just, I don't know. It's sort of like it's just, the era's gone. It feels like the era's gone. It feels like the end of an era with them leaving. They were like the last team. I guess the only one now would be the Edmonton Oilers, but really he's a multi-billion-dollar, he owns Rexall and all that kind of stuff like that. But he is an Edmonton boy. He owns a team. It's the roots. Like the roots, that kind of root stuff is slowly leaving the game. And Pittsburgh Penguins are holding on to it now that he's gone. It doesn't seem right. But yeah, that's supposed to be happening. I'm going to check here if we finally have an update on the starting goaltenders for tonight. Oh, Kemper is confirmed. Fleury is confirmed. Grubauer is confirmed. Jonathan Quick in for the Kings. Okay. Nobody, it's got to be Ilya Samsonov. But man, I'll tell you right now, Washington has no faith in Samsonov right now. They do not have much faith in that kid. I don't know what's going to happen there. There's a guy. Here's a take. Here's a Pearlo take right there. I got to start using that more. Pearlo take. Here's a Pearlo take. Samsonov gets packaged for a goaltender at the deadline to a team like, I don't know, who the heck would he go to? You can't go to Arizona because they don't have a goaltender to give back. Samsonov. Ottawa for Murray doesn't make sense. Maybe the Columbus Blue Jackets? No. Well, it could, but I wouldn't. A true number one. Who's out there that would be a true number one that could be on the market? Maybe they give Quick a shot. Jeff Sullivan is GM for this. Minnesota's third line defense got exposed last night. Yes, you did. Yes, they did. Merrill, yeah, I don't understand Merrill. I cannot argue with you there at all, Danny Marlowe. If you're gonna play, you might as well play your kid besides Merrill. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. Yeah, they did get exposed last night. San Jose really pressured them hard down low, and they got the puck out fast. Minnesota just didn't have their mojo at all last night. Just didn't have it at all. That as simple as that. But I agree with you with everything you just said. That's why I listen to these guys. You guys know your hockey like crazy, man. Danny Barlow coming up with the pearls all day. Sweet. Well, what was I looking at here now? Oh, yeah. Where would Samsonov go? Boy. You know, there's not much out there. Maybe Varlamov. Hey, would you trade interdivision? Because they're going to need, the New York Islanders are not going to be able to re-sign him next year. Think about it. Think about it. Boston Bruins have too many goaltenders. Maybe. But they probably would need a goaltender back that way. Sullivan is interim GM of the Anaheim Ducks right now. Yeah. Besides that, I'm not sure. I said it before the season started. I don't know if they gave it a go, but Fleury would have been the guy I was looking for there in Washington. Guy like Fleury, they could win a cup. But they're going to have competition. Watch, the Edmonton Oilers will get Samsonov or something silly like that. The Edmonton Oilers, maybe Varlamov. What would make sense, because he's only got 1 year, and they got that Samorukov kid coming up. Not Samorukov. Lauren, you know his name. You know me with names. But anyways, let's look at the games tonight as we have, what, half an hour left? We'll take a look at who everybody thinks is going to win tonight. And the first one we got is the Avalanche and the Canucks. Okay. I can't see the Avalanche losing this game. I can't see it. Although they do have some injuries that'll make it a little tougher. But Vancouver's just playing with nothing. They got nothing. Why? I mean, Green should be a mercy firing right now. Just give the guy a break and, let him go off and see who he's going to coach for next. And maybe they just can't find a guy right now. I don't know. Vasi, Shesterkin, and Sorokin. I mean, I kind of get why Bobrovsky wouldn't be in there. He really played bad for a long time. How long is he going to play well for? And the reason why Bobrovsky played bad was because he kept on complaining about the defense in front of him, and nobody likes a guy like that. They need guys that can adapt to the defense. Also, I think they want to give Sorokin the feel, like get him used to the, because he's the future too, right? So they want to get Sorokin to get a feel of what Olympic hockey is, get him used to being there, all that stuff like that, be in the environment. But Shesterkin and Vaski, I'm not surprised by that at all. Like that, they got the best goaltending combination in the league for sure, in the Olympics for sure. Russia's definitely got the best in the league there for sure. But okay, Colorado. I want to bring up Colorado. Last I saw, yeah, Colorado's going to play Mikko Rantanen up the middle tonight. And I saw this a couple games ago. They tried this. Landeskog, Rantanen, and O'Connor on that top line. And they actually look really good. Oh, I'm not saying, I'm just saying they're the best goaltending tandem out of those guys. Team USA is going to rock. Gibson, yeah. Gibson and Binnington's pretty solid. Probably Binnington. But, yeah, I mean, if Gibson doesn't get injured, Russia, USA is going to be a goaltending battle for the ages, man. Holy crap. Vasilevsky versus Gibson. Woo! That'll be freaking amazing. And what would Canada have? Canada's going to be like third in the goaltending department. Maybe not even that high. Which is not... Fleury will be in there, I guess. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Anyways, what do you guys got? Colorado on Vancouver. Colorado all day, right? Yeah, Hollebuck's looking good. Hart and Fleury or Campbell, yeah. What am I talking about? Carter Hart, yeah. Then Nichushkin, Kadri, Burakovsky, Jost Newhook, and the newly picked up Nicholas Obey-Kubel. And then Taves and Makar are back. Murray, Gerard, and the Johnsons. Campbell is American. Okay, no. Well, then that won't be it. Kemper. Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper will be there. Fleury and Hart. Probably the three off the top of my head. Unless you come up with somebody better than that. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let me look it up. I got time here. Yeah, perception is that he's an amazing goaltender. I still think he is. It's just struggled a little bit right now, but overall he's been fantastic. We're Colorado, Pittsburgh, no. Flyers, Florida, no. No. Flames, no. Los Angeles, maybe Peterson, no. New York Islanders, no. Arizona, no. San Jose, no. No. Maybe, and I would definitely consider this. Mackenzie Blackwood. I would consider Mackenzie Blackwood. He is so underrated, it's sick. Anaheim, Gibson, no. Detroit. Not too many Canadian goaltenders out there right now. Yeah, Blackwood, Hart, and Fleury. Sweden would have Markstrom and Lehner, yep. Finland would have Saros. I believe Saros is from Finland, right? Or is he from Sweden too? Is he Sweden? Finland, yeah. Saros. Kakinen, maybe. Switzerland will be Grubauer, I believe, or is he German? Ottawa. Merzlikins is Russian, right? Yeah. So there's another one they could have. Elvis Merzlikins. Tuukka Rask, if he can play, probably not. Anderson could be Sweden. Washington Capitals, yeah. Ranta, maybe, yeah. But anyways, I think everybody's got called. Does anybody have Vancouver tonight? Oh, he's Danish. Oh, is he really? Jeez, I didn't even know that. I usually don't pay attention to where people are from. So, with Dallas, Hudobin, Americans got the goaltending. Americans and Russians have the goaltending, though. That's for sure. Canada might have the forwards and defense, maybe, but they got the goaltending for sure. So nobody has Vancouver tonight. I don't have Vancouver tonight. I have no faith in that team. So we'll go on to the next game. JT Compher and Nathan McKinnon out. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. They're going to beat Vancouver. They're going to beat Vancouver. Canada's got, like, we got McDavid, Crosby. Yeah, it's going to be McDavid and Crosby. That's going to be unbelievable to watch. Crosby, McDavid, McKinnon. Just put them all in one line. Just put them all in one line and hardly ever take them off the ice. But even if you don't, if you put them up the mid, if you just have that as your top three, Crosby would be the third line center in that spot. In that, and then McDavid, my gosh, just that alone, like whoever you put on there, you can put Nugent Hopkins. You can take Nugent Hopkins. And then you can still put Braden Point on the fourth line. I think Stone. Mark Stone. Mark Stone and Sidney Crosby together on the same line. My gosh, that would be an incredibly annoying combination. And then the Kachucks. No, Kachucks are American. That's right. Oh, I wish they weren't. I wish they weren't American. I'm trying to find, it's not as easy as it was before to pick out the Canadian players. Goudreau is American. Yeah, they got what? Peter Angelo. They got Adam Fox. We'll have Drew Doughty, I guess. What about Werenski? Yeah, Werenski. Wow. Slavin. Holy crap. Yeah, Slavin. Wow. Canada's going to be in tough, man. Is Hamilton Canadian? At least? Yeah, Dougie. We'll have Dougie Hamilton. Yeah, we'll have Dougie Hamilton. Well, they put Jones on there already, which is ridiculous. Darnell Nurse, probably. Our defense could be hurting a little bit. Our defense could hurt a little bit for sure. Theodore. We could have Theodore. McDonough, maybe. I don't know. Is McDonough American too, isn't he? How about Ellis if he's ever healthy? Yeah, Ellis is Ellis. McCarr. McCarr is Canadian? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. That'll save us right there. We got Cale McCarr. Jonathan Tay, or not Jonathan Tays, but Devon Tays maybe. But yeah, you got us on the defense, except for we probably have the best defenseman. Anyways, continue with the games tomorrow. I guess let's get these done. We're losing everybody here. Where'd everybody go? Whoa, shoot. Did I just kill the stream? No. Okay, good. Games tonight. Oh, Blackhawks Kraken. Help me out with this one, guys. I don't know what to do with this game. 4-9-2 against 4-10-1. Yeah, Pareko, yeah. 4-9-2 versus 4-10-1. Like, I have no idea who's going to win this game. I haven't really looked at it all that much. I've been scratching my head about it. I think maybe Fleury keeps them in it. Blackhawks beat Arizona, but they look terrible doing it. Probably the Kraken. Yeah, might as well go with the home team, right? Oh, did I lose my odd shark? Huh, that's weird. I'm gonna look up what they've done the last little while here. Both of them are on losing streak. Both of them don't look like they believe in themselves too much. Chicago, ever since they got the new coach, has been focusing on defense. And I mean, they've been playing better defensively, but it's really hurt their offense. I don't see that changing here. They lost to Arizona 2-1, a beat up Pittsburgh team 3-2, Nashville 2-1. Ever since they took over, they've been losing by 1 goal every game. And then Seattle are on a 4-game losing streak. They lost terribly to Anaheim. Minnesota picked them apart. Vegas, a beat up Vegas team, and then of course Arizona. Oh my gosh, they are on a confidence all-time low. Both of these teams are coming in not confident at all. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe a tie. I could see a tie. Pearlo would pick the Blackhawks. Let's look at what their lineups are going to look like tonight. Just that usually helps me. If I look at the lineups and I really think it through. Sometimes I see injuries too. Schwartz, Wenberg, and Eberle. Eberle has been hot. But the Yarncroc, McCann has not been great lately. Marcus Johansson just came off an injury. Donskoy has been useless. Morgan Geekie hasn't been as good as I thought, and Ryan Donato can't play defense. I think that why are they not playing Tanev higher in the roster here? Like, and they're playing Yanni Gord on the 4th line? What? Really? Okay. Anyways, tonight Hayden Fleury will be in the lineup, and he's going to be playing with Giordano. Dunn and Larson, that's the combination you got to do there, I think. And Lauzon, who has had his minutes dropping every game with Alexiak. Grubauer should be in net. Carson Soucy is getting scratched. Could you just send him over to Edmonton, please, if you're not going to use him? We'll take a Carson Soucy off you, no problems. We'll give you back CC. How's that? Fleury and Grubauer are confirmed. Fleury just might be able to save this game for them, maybe. But I'll tell you what, the reason why I'm having a hard time taking Chicago here is that game they played against Arizona was so... There was no heart in that game at all. They just managed to get by. They look like they are a defeated foe before they even get on the ice. And I'm gonna go Seattle here. I'm gonna go Seattle. I just I think it could be a high-scoring game. It could be a low-scoring game. I don't have much faith in Grubauer. It's a really tough game. I could see Chicago coming out hard and maybe playing really well here. When's the last time Chicago played? They haven't had much of a chance to practice with their new coach, too. So if they've had a couple days to practice here, they've had a couple days to practice. They last played Arizona. Oh, they've had 4 days to practice. 4 days, this new coach. Maybe Chicago. Maybe. I don't have much faith in Grubauer. It's possible that they started practicing some transition defense here. And, Seattle has not looked strong either. It's been a while since they played. Yeah, it's been a couple days for them too. They've been home. I could seriously see a tie. But on one hand, I want to take Marc-Andre Fleury over Grubauer. But if Chicago's playing with the same energy they did against Arizona, they're not beating anybody. Seriously. And Seattle has been losing, but it hasn't been for a lack of energy. They have been playing pretty hard. They've been just making really poor mistakes. Like a little bit of lack of confidence in their puck. So I could see Seattle coming out hard. And Chicago, to me, is a big question mark. Yeah, Kemper and Vancouver and Demko are confirmed. Demko's got poor stats, and it's no fault of his own there. But I think Colorado takes that down. I think this is a make or break it game for Vancouver. That's why I have a little bit of pause here. If there's another blowout here, you could see Green being gone tonight. Yeah, you're right. They do have a tough time with teams heavy forechecking. And Seattle definitely heavy forechecks. So I think I'm laying off the game. But the more I think about it, I just, you know what? I really got to see what Chicago's going to look like with this new coach, giving them some time to practice before I really do anything with this game. I think there's a really good chance that Seattle wins this game for the reasons you just said, Lauren, but no, that's right. They've got their coach is definitely going to be playing defense. Yeah, so we'll go to that game now. I'm going to tentatively say Seattle. But it's very tentative. I don't. Quick has played well. So for that game, Washington's on a back-to-back. And that's the big thing here. What can Washington do on a back-to-back? Had a really tough game against Anaheim last night and went into overtime too. Now, I know they don't have to travel far. It's just to LA, but they still got to travel. And, they also went from Washington all the way to Anaheim last night. So they've had time difference and all that kind of stuff like that. They're also very injured. They've got a good, solid top line. And LA, to me, is playing like a team that can shut a team down if they want to. And that's basically what they're going to be focused on here. You got Danault and Kopitar. And I thought I saw that Eller might be back tonight. But even when he has been in the lineup, he hasn't been. But from right now, it's Connor McMichael. So if you go Dano and McMichael, I take Dano. Evgeny Kuznetsov has been playing out of his head, passing it to Ovechkin all day. They're going to have a tough time with that top line for sure. Nice, fun bus ride, yeah. They're going to have a tough time with that top line. But then when you get into their bottom lines, I think that LA can take them with their bottom lines. They got faster legs. Washington's bigger. They always have big. But a lot of their players right now are not big. Connor McMichael, Connor Sheary, Hagelin, whatever, this Garrett Pilon guy that played last night. And they're not used to playing in the NHL, and they're playing on a back-to-back. Defensively, they've been doing very well considering that they don't look good on paper. And then Ilya Samsonov and net, I'm just not a fan of. I'm on LA. I like LA. Yeah, well, that was a smart thing that Tampa Bay did that night because both of those teams had not played for a while. So, they're at home. It changes your energy being at home. You get relaxed, and now you got to get your mojo back again. So what does Pat Maroon do? The heart of that, I believe the heart of that team is Pat Maroon. It's a guy that's taking league minimum every year to stay in Tampa. He's giving up money every year to stay in Tampa. And he goes and drops them with Chara. Like, nobody wants to fight Chara. Nobody. Well, Chara's like almost awkward when somebody goes to fight him because he knows if he wants to, he could probably end their career. I think he kind of takes it easy on guys that go to fight him. I actually, if I would have been Chara at that moment, I wouldn't have dropped him. That wasn't a good spot for Chara to drop the gloves. Yeah, and you know why it's killing them? Because they got to play too many. I really should have been all over this more with Florida, but that fellow that was in here before nailed it. They don't have anybody to replace in the lineup, and that's the biggest problem there. They're going with their main guys too often. Shocked that he can still fight at 44. I'm sure he can probably fight when he's 50. Fighting doesn't, he can give her. But I don't think he should have dropped him there. I don't think that was a place where you should be giving Tampa the energy. They hadn't played in a while. Neither did you. But I would take the Islanders game without energy over Tampa Bay's. So yeah, I know, until they finally get a home game. And then they're going to be home a lot. So they should probably be able to bring that record up. Because there's got to be like probably 7 or 8 game homestands going on there now after that. Anyways, I'm on LA tonight. I'll bring up LA here for a second before we head out. Arvidsson is in the lineup too. Arvidsson's going to play. Oh, yeah? Well, they have and they haven't. I mean, the defense hasn't been very good in front of them, really. But once they get back to home and get some rest. I think the Islanders really got to find some depth on that lineup, though. They'll feel like the kings of the castle, yeah. In that brand new spanking building, I would say so. So Arvidsson comes in tonight. That's huge. Kopitar and Brown. I have followed Dano. Athanasiou has played really well since he's come into the lineup after being injured there. And then Kempe, Kupari. Moore has been amazing this year. Doesn't have the points to show for it. But man, oh man, does that guy do the little things right. Lemieux, Lizotte, and Kaliev. They're still playing Kaliev down on the bottom there. The thing I don't like is they're putting Oli Mata up on the top again. I don't like that at all. But their defense is getting it done. They're not putting up many points, but they're shutting teams down. And if you can shut down like they've been shutting down that top line, I think the depth on LA can do some damage against Washington. So what do you guys got before we head out? LA, Washington, what do you got? And I'll check one more if there has been any updates on some new things happening in the NHL. Nope. Yeah, and it looks like they're saving themselves some cap room, Bill. You got Washington? Wow. Yeah, that's the thing too. Who are they going to give up? I mean, if Tarasenko goes out there now, I think there's going to be a fair amount of people that are interested in Tarasenko. Barlow's picking Washington. Bill is picking Washington. Oh, I'm on a plane all by myself here with LA. I think the Bruins would be hard into it, but then again, like same as the Islanders, they don't have all that much depth to trade from. So I don't know who they would trade to get him. Studnicka, like I think there's teams out there that would be able to offer more than the Islanders in Boston. But leave it up to Lamoriello. He'll find a way. They're first next year. I think St. Louis is going to want bodies. I think Bailey would be part of that deal. Now, we were talking about it yesterday. We said the Devils or Boston. I think the Devils might give her a go. Because they could desperately need a shooter there. Yeah, I think Josh Bailey would have to be part of that trade. I agree. Maybe like Bailey, Aho, and a first or something like that. They get at least they get a player back that can put some points up on the board. They're not better. They're not a better team in that trade, though. That's for sure. The only other thing I could think of is maybe the Colorado Avalanche reach for it. Yeah, they need to get somebody that can put at least the puck in a little bit in that deal. I wouldn't doubt that the Columbus Blue Jackets are in on that. But who would they trade? Nyquist? Maybe Tessier. They get a young player in Tessier. Hey, Mean Girl Hockey. Welcome to the live. Thank you for coming in. You like the tie, do you? My son bought that for me from my birthday. We're talking about where Tarasenko might get traded. Mean Girl Hockey. I could be wrong here, but I do believe you're an Islanders fan. Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because we were talking about possibly him going. I think he's hurt. I thought I heard him back in the lineup last night, though. Say Krug. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? I think he's back in the lineup. Yeah, Torrey Krug is back. Was he back last night and they still lost to Arizona? That Scott Perunovich looks pretty fantastic. He looked really good last night. Mean Girl Hockey, speak to me, girl. What's your favorite team? Excuse me if I don't know. I know I've watched your stuff before, but I have so many people that I can't remember what everybody's favorite team is all the time. Krug is back. Yes. Maybe they could do a package deal with Tarasenko for a player that is on the outs. No, he's not going to go back in the KHL. From what I understand, I kind of understand why he is like that. Why he's saying what he's saying. Apparently, there was some words spoken that he just lost trust with the St. Louis Blues. So, or wait, are you a Boston fan? No, I can't see Torrey Krug going back to Boston. I think they're going to keep him there in St. Louis. Especially this year, he's been doing really well. Well, thank you, Danny Barlow. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, you like a lot of teams. That's what I like to hear. I like a lot of teams too. I like Carolina. I like Vegas. I like Edmonton. I like Philadelphia. Yeah, 10 or 12 million cap. Yeah, he won't be going to the KHL. Wow, I'm staying long because I'm so thankful that Mean Girl came on here, but unfortunately, Mean Girl, you're going to have to come back tomorrow because you caught us right at the end here. It's time to go. I got to get a little time to go music going somewhere. You like the Caps? Well, I know you like the Caps, Devondre, and thanks for coming in. Caps, Caps, Caps. I don't have the Caps tonight myself, Devondre. Oh, you just came back under the wire. Everybody's coming back when I was going to go off. I don't want to go back because we just got some great people come in and everybody's been so awesome today. They cost you your BMW versus Boston? Oh my gosh. That's cray-cray, Devondre. Holy smokes. What do you got, Hockey News Reports? Keep it going here. I might stay a little longer. All right. Well, I won't leave now for a bit. Keep it going. Keep this ball rolling, and I might stay here a little longer. Say something. Get me speaking here, buddy. What do you got to say? I got Mean Girl in here. She hasn't been in here in a long time, if ever. Is this your first time, Mean Girl? Dale Hunter? Oh, that's a great Caps player to be a fan of. Dale Hunter was awesome. Caps had some great guys like that. Oh, first time. Woo! I got to get you a Pearls of Wisdom necklace, my friend. Helen's going to knit you up a Pearls of Wisdom necklace right now. We're sending it. Melissa, first time in the chat. Let's get some hype in the chat. You just subbed. Woo! Wow, you're going to get a limited edition Pearls of Wisdom necklace signed by the whole Steel Flyers crew. Steel Flyers All Sports Network. That's Peyton on the radio, John from Off the Wall Hockey, Steel, Projo, and me. Which teams that are slow right now? Ooh, Dino Ciccarelli. Haven't heard Dino. What about? Oh yeah, didn't Tenorti play in Washington too for a bit? How about? Oh, we're going back now. Big slap shot from the point. I can't remember his name. Which teams that are slow right now could make it? Well, you can't call the Rangers slow, can you? I have to look here. Could turn it around. How many teams are actually slow, though? That's the thing. I think the Dallas Stars could be better as they go. But besides that, I think everybody that's on the bottom is going to be on the bottom. I don't see anything changing all that much. I think Seattle Kraken can build their confidence and turn it around. I would probably say the Seattle Kraken right now. I don't know if you call the Detroit Red Wings slow. They're a 500 team, but they could keep on getting better as the year goes along as well. So Al Iafrate is one, but that's not the guy I was thinking about. But, oh, the brothers, man. They're brothers. Oh, man. The brothers that played at that time. Oh, gosh. Al Iafrate is a darn good one, though. I like Al Iafrate. The brothers. They were brothers. Played mostly in Minnesota. Big slap shot from the point. Couldn't skate with the darn. There you go. Darian Hatcher. Darian Hatcher. Darian Hatcher. You nailed it. That's the one I was thinking of. The Hatcher brothers. Never would have been able to play in the league right now. Not a chance. Couldn't skate worth a darn. But back then they were tough. They had a huge shot from the point. They could get by. But nowadays they never would have been able to play. Okay, I was stuck around for a while, but I really got to get going, you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for the sub, Mean Girl. First timer, awesome. I love it. I'll be back tomorrow, 3 to 5 Eastern, Thursday. So come in here a little earlier, Mean Girl. Hockey News Reports, as always. I'll see what I can do about that limited edition Pearlo necklace there, Hockey News Reports. That's my full 42. Have a great day, everybody. Lots of love to you. Okay, bye. That was a good one today.